What are the 5 things you need if you have a hospitality business like a glamping business or some kind of unique structure or a bed and breakfast or something else cottagey or farm stays? What do you do to attract more bookings through your own website? Hi, my name is Sarah Riley and I am the host of the Glamping Business and Unique Holiday Rental podcast. I am also the owner, the creator of the Glamping Academy. You can find me over at inspiredcourses.com and I'd love you to hang out because one of the things that I do is I help people start up their glamping businesses and then when they're started up to then get their guests. This is so important. So many hosts spend hours of their time, all their energy, their passion, everything in setting up their services. And unfortunately, they don't spend so much time on actually getting their guests. So they open their doors to tumbleweed and cricket. They end up thinking they are to blame for their lack of guests. They think their services aren't good enough. They think what they're offering isn't good enough. But that's not the case. The problem is the guest doesn't know they exist. They don't know where to find them and they don't know how to book. So what can you do on your website to make that different? Your website is your shop window on the internet. Most people that are going to come to your hospitality business will find you online. That's where your shop window is. So you need to make sure that your shop window is operating effectively, it's attracting the guests that you want, and that is going to be putting them through your booking system and you are going to have some wonderful bookings from guests. So what are the 5 things that you need to make sure that your shop window is operating in the way that it should? Number 1, you need to think about your about page. This is where people will connect with you. They will connect with your story, why you've set up the beautiful accommodation that you've set up, and what it's all about. You can include here things about your family, maybe the story of the land or the buildings that you're operating from, and something to really connect with them in a personal way. You don't need to share more than you're prepared to share. Of course, this is the internet. But what you can do is you can think about what is it that you have as a story that's more memorable. This is how the brain works. The brain remembers stories better than facts. So if you share a story, someone is likely to remember you and come back to your website time and time again. As we know, there are a lot of websites on the internet and there's a lot of distractions, both on the internet but in the family home. So when your guest is browsing the web, they may get distracted by something. And if you have a really strong story on your about page, they're much more likely to be able to recall your website and where they can find you when they are ready to book. The second very important thing that you need on your website is to give a sense of authority for what you do so that people can trust that what you do is actually worth it. During COVID and all of that crazy time, lots of people were mistreated by hospitality businesses that were either cancelling their holidays at the last minute and not giving them a refund. Of course, many people were treated okay, but some people were stung. And so this is what you need to think about. Is the person who's visiting my website, are they confident about what I can deliver? How can I make that better? How can I increase their trust in me? One way you can do that is to give lots of testimonials, things that people have said. If you have a guest book where people write comments, you can even take a picture of some of the best bits and share that. People obviously will read the text in that picture. And then, of course, you may have won awards or have some kind of other authority. And that's where you can share it on your website to give people a real sense that you are going to do what you're going to promise to do if they pay to come and stay. The third thing you need to think about for your website is that people consume content in different ways. 1, through images, 2, through text, Other things like icons, little images, which help break up a large piece of text, and also bullet points. What you need to do is make sure that you're making it as easy as possible for people to consume the information that you're sharing on your website, no matter what they want to do, whether they want to read or whether they want to look at pictures. So think about how you can change that on your website if you don't have enough different content on there already. The other thing people like to do is to share with other people and say, this is where I'm thinking of booking. Is this okay with you? And they tend to share a gallery. A gallery is really good to be able to look at lots of different images of different aspects of the service that you provide. So a gallery is really good and works really well. Of course, think about how you're going to convert people into being lookers, people who are looking over your website, into bookers, people who are going to book a stay. This is really important. And one of the things that you can do is to give timed offers. Timed offers can be something, say, for example, around Easter. You're running some kind of spring campaign and you have an offer where if people buy by a certain time, they can stay during Easter for a certain time, for a certain amount of money, or maybe to have additional things added to your offer, so to what they would normally have. So this might be breakfast included in the price every day they stay over Easter, or something similar to that. This is a great way to convert people to book when they may be on the fence and not quite ready just yet. And of course, one of the biggest things you need to think about is how you are asking people to take action and actually what you're asking them to do. One of the things you can do is to understand that some people are ready to take action now, and some people, they need a little bit more time to make their decision and talk it over with people and maybe have a think about it. So you can put some direct call to actions on your website, and that might be something around a book now button. And then you can give them some transitional call to action. So this is when you're saying, I understand you're not quite ready to take action yet. So what you could do is you could sign up to my email list, or you can get in touch. And that is a transitional call to action because you're asking them to transition into having a relationship with you through some kind of email circular, but that you recognize they're not quite ready to part with any money just yet. But if you manage to build your relationship with them, then that's going to change and they will of course come back to you as a customer in the future. There's lots more tips that I'd love to share with you. You can find me over at glamping.academy, which is hosted by inspiredcourses.com. But I'd also really like to share with you an ebook that I've created to help you master your hospitality business marketing. It's something you can download for free. I'd love to gift it to you. You can find that over on inspiredcourses.com/news. And I'll see you over there. See you soon.